Contributions to the Rangers' current win streak have been roster-wide, and with the team striving to regain momentum down the stretch, it's a sign of a group who has each other's backs. Just ask Colby Lewis about Josh Hamilton's home run last night, or about the performance from Darren Oliver. Ask Oliver about the defense from Mitch Moreland. Ask Neptali Feliz about Julio Borbon's defense, or let anyone tell you how big of a night Andres Blanco had. With 2 straight wins now against the Central leading Twins, it's time to put the throttle down, and there's not been better gas than tonight's starter, C.J. Wilson. He looks to make his contribution next as the Rangers play the Twins on Fox Sports Southwest. Degrees cooler than it was 2 nights ago here in Arlington. The Rangers and the Minnesota Twins tonight play Game 3 of a 4-game series. C.J. Wilson will get the ball, and the Rangers are poised to keep on doing what they have been doing during this entire season. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Josh Lewin. Pitching has told the tale for these Texas Rangers in many ways, and the author of some of the most beautiful writing, if you will, then, would be C.J. Wilson.
You're right, Josh, and since the All-Star break, C.J. has been just about untouchable. In his last start, he really was untouchable. He almost had a complete game. He went 8 2/3 in Baltimore, and he did it by living on the corner, especially the outside corner to the right-hand hitters. He'd bring the cutter back to catch the plate, make the sinker go off the plate, along with his changeup. Ended up with 1 walk, 12 strikeouts, and only 3 hits in a game the Rangers really needed to win at the end of that road trip.
His ERA for the year not even 3.1, but his challenge tonight is to be better than a guy whose ERA is only 1.9 as a starter this year. He's not exactly a household name, but he's good. Another lefty, Brian Dunsink, will be matched up against C.J. Wilson. It's the Rangers and the Minnesota Twins when we come back. American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. Welcome to the broadcast, and thank you, everybody, very much for your service. We have a 75-degree evening here in Arlington, Texas, under some cloud cover. The Rangers and the Minnesota Twins having at it. Last night, Andres Blanco was one of the big heroes, and for more on that, we'll go down the field and to jump in with Emily Jones.
Well, Josh, Andres Blanco been seeing a lot more time at second base with Ian Kinsler on the disabled list, and Andres saved his best game of his career for last night when his family was in the States for the first time to see him play Major League Baseball.
Last night was my first night I have my family on town, my dad, and it was incredible. I know everybody have that experience before, but I didn't have it, and especially the night I had it last night, that was great for me, and it feels great when you go to the field and your family's right on the stand and see you play and give you a good show like that. That's pretty good.
Andres Blanco 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run scored last night. His dad making the trip to the States from Venezuela for the first time to see him play. Also got to meet his grandchild for the first time. So a very big night for Andres Blanco. Looking for more of it tonight, guys.
Blanco, normally the guy, thank you, Emily, who dispatches the celebratory pie in the face of a hero. He has been essentially the Venezuelan Soupy Sales for the Texas Rangers all year, and last night Tommy finally got to be on the receiving end of a pie.
Well, he earned it last night. He had a great game. He had the double that knocked in a run, almost knocked in 2 runs if it didn't bounce out of the ballpark, and then the double in a tie game that led to the go-ahead and eventually the winning run. Michael Young drove him in. It was a nice game. Made a couple of nice plays in the field as well, and as he's been playing well, he's been staying in the lineup every day too until Ian comes back, which is a great opportunity for him.
Could be another week and a half or so before we see Kinsler back. Nelly Cruz, hopefully, will be back by Monday. More on that as we go forward tonight. The Twins are very similar to the Rangers record-wise, 72-54. The Rangers 71-54. And note that the great Joe Mauer has really struggled against C.J. Wilson. There's no one else that he's faced 10 times that's done any better than C.J. After Mauer, it's Kadire and Young, Kubel and Valencia. Repko and Hardy will scout out C.J. Wilson, brought to you by Suzuki.
Yeah, the season just continues to get better and better for C.J. 12-5 pretty much speaks for itself. His ERA is the 5th best in the league. His opponent's batting average is the 2nd best in the league, 207. His last starts, 2-0. His ERA is under 1 in those last 2 starts, 2 walks and 20 strikeouts. All the numbers for C.J. are good. His last start was a terrific start in Baltimore. 8 2/3, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 12 strikeouts in that game. And at the end of a road trip where the Rangers needed to win, coming home to have a little bit of momentum coming into this homestand, C.J. went out and made sure that happened.
Behind C.J. Wilson tonight, note the night off for David Murphy, his first in 3 weeks. Young, Andres Blanco, and Cantu tonight in the infield. And Benji Molina will catch C.J. Wilson. We have seen Mitch Moreland once in right field, and he acquitted himself very well. Boy, he was fantastic at first base last night. Tommy made that low throw to Benji Molina to cut down Danny Valencia. That ended up being a big play.
Huge play. Fired that ball home just like a left-handed pitcher.
Span, Hudson, and Mauer will be the upper third here for Ron Gardenhire's team. And the Twins right now leading the AL Central by only 3.5. Their lead has been trimmed down a bit. There are some real good division races right now. AL East, Yankees and Rays are tied, 78-48. NL East, Braves and Phillies separated by a couple games. In the Centrals, both National and American, things are tightening up. But the Rangers have the most comfortable lead anywhere. They've got 8.5 games to play with against the Oakland A's. They're now up 10 on the Angels. Actually, that's down to 9.5 because the Angels did win today. There's Span. There will be no drama regarding a possible no-hitter tonight. We had that at this ballpark on Monday. The Rangers going into the 9th with a no-hitter intact. And for a lefty, to come through against C.J. Wilson. That is somewhat noteworthy, Tom. That's only the 12th hit that C.J. has allowed against a lefty.
Yeah, you don't see many hits against C.J., and you certainly don't see many, for that matter, many balls hit hard at all with left-hand hitters up there. That was a ball hit pretty hard by Span. Good at bat for him.
Lefties had been 2 for their last 40 against C.J. Wilson. Now he gets to deal with a right-hander in Orlando Hudson. Young in on the grass at third, and that ball whacked in the air to left field. Hamilton's there and might have misjudged it a little bit. He's going to tumble and get it anyway. It's an interesting start to the proceedings tonight.
Yeah, something weird happened out there. You can see Josh going, wow. I don't know if it went through the lights, whether it had a little sinking action to it, whether it had a little knuckleball action to it. And that's kind of what it looks like. It looked like a ball might have been knuckling on him, maybe tailing a little bit towards center field right at the end. In any event, fortunately, with his athletic ability, he was able to make the adjustment and catch it. You can see him go, wow. Something strange happened.
Joe Mauer, we mentioned, only 1 hit ever against C.J. Wilson.
And occasionally, not very often, but a hitter will hit a ball in a way where there's no spin on the ball, and it actually does come out to an outfielder, kind of like a knuckleball. I'm not sure that that's what happened on that. That ball just might have been slicing away from him a little bit.
Mauer usually takes the first one. And he does right here to drop to 0-1. Mauer, the 3rd leading hitter in the league. Career against the Rangers, Tom, he's only at .247. That is by far his lowest batting average against any American League team. Marvin Hudson is your home plate umpire tonight. The crew chief, Darryl Cousins, at first, Jim Joyce at second, Jim Wolf at third.
The Twins have 3 left-handed hitters in their lineup tonight: Span, Mauer, Kubel.
Trying for that outside corner, didn't get the call. Yeah, we've seen a couple games this year where managers have stacked that lineup so there's not a single lefty that has to face C.J. Wilson. Mauer's going to sail that one into the crowd. Pretty good crowd tonight on an overcast evening for a $1 hot dog night. Good seats still remain for tomorrow, the finale of the 4-game series with Cliff Lee on the mound. Saturday, by the way, only standing room tickets are available. A little bit more to choose from on Friday and Sunday against Oakland, but Saturday is going to be a sellout.
Mauer in the past has always had no problems with left-handed pitchers. This year, he's hitting .245 against lefties, not quite as good as in the past.
CJ just continues to eat him up. 1 out of 15 lifetime for a 3-time MVP. Joe Mauer against, 3-time batting champion, Mauer against CJ.
Yeah, and that's not too far from the middle of the plate. That's just a good fastball outside half of the plate that he was just able to throw by Mauer.
Now Kadire, who had a 2 RBI hit yesterday. That was in the first inning against Colby Lewis, and Colby certainly righted the ship after that. Set down 14 of the next 15 that he faced. Absolutely pitching well enough to win, but he didn't. He got a no decision again. Seven out of 10 in the strike zone so far for CJ. Kadire drilling one to left field. That is headed towards the pole, and Kadire once again in the first inning makes you hold your breath. It's foul.
Well, I thought that ball was fair. I thought it hooked around the pole. That was close.
Nobody from the Twins dugout is reacting negatively. Their third base coach, Scott Alger, didn't react.
You could tell by the reaction it was definitely foul, and our angle is not the same angle that the umpires have down in the field. And that good angle shows how close it came.
Real close.
That's with less than a foot. That's why they have that wide foul pole, to give the umpire a better look at it rather than a narrow foul pole that you really can't tell. You got about a foot where it'll either hit the foul pole or go slightly foul.
Oh, close, but no on 0-2. CJ got into a nice rhythm, I thought, with the umpire in Baltimore, Jeff Nelson. Nelson just continued to give him that outside pitch, and looks like Marvin Hudson not as eager so far tonight.
Well, that was the pitch that he lived on against the Orioles, the cutter that comes back and catches the outside corner.
Wilson on 2-2. Strikes out Kadire. Leadoff single does not blossom. The Rangers will have Elvis Andrus with a 14-game hitting streak coming up. Check out the 2010 F-150 and drive one, for it is the best in Texas. By Progressive, for a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. By Jack in the Box, get Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo for only $3.99 plus tax. And by Anheuser-Busch. Budweiser, responsibility matters. Minnesota did not score in the top of the first, and now against Brian Dunsing tonight. Here come the Rangers with Elvis Andrus leading off. The 14-game hitting streak for Elvis is the longest active streak in the majors right now. Elvis hitting .280. Most of his hits this year have been singles. Here's your scouting report on the lefty Brian Dunsing, brought to you by Suzuki.
He started the game in the bullpen And since he's come into the rotation, he's continued to pitch very well. A 1.92 ERA. Twins had 5 solid starters coming into the season, so he kind of had to wait his turn. And since that time, he's really taken advantage of the opportunity. Left-hand hitters have fared almost as poorly against Dunsing as they have against C.J. Wilson.
And it's not like he's got a rocket ship fastball. It moves fine, but he's one of those guys that'll just kind of keep you off your game all night. The Rangers experienced that last August. 7 innings of 3-hit ball thrown by Dunsing back at the Metrodome.
He's got a good changeup. You just saw it right there to Elvis.
Andrews fouling that one. We'll check the rest of the Ranger lineup. After Andrews, it's Young and Hamilton, then Guerrero, Molina, Moreland, Cantu, Blanco, and Bourbon. And no doubt the Twins starting staff, it's no Mickey Mouse operation that they run out there year in, year out. It's guys that throw strikes, don't really make a lot of mistakes. Ron Gardenhire's team is all about that whole fundamentally sound cliche. And I guess pitching-wise, Tom, that means getting strike one. I don't think any team does that more consistently than Minnesota. Taps slowly, right side. Dunsing to the bag. We'll show you the Twins defense here. We have a chance. Young, Span, and Jason Repko tonight. Valencia, Hardy, Hudson, and Kadire. And, yep, Joe Mauer. MVP candidate, although Josh Hamilton's candidacy seems to be winning right about now when you talk to people around the league. Mauer has been in the MVP conversation often.
Dunsing is coming off a couple of games, a lot like CJ. He beat Oakland, he beat the Angels. 9-inning, 3-hit shutout against Oakland, 8 innings, 1-run game, no walks against the Angels. He's coming off 2 really nice ball games. Total of 17 innings and only 1 run.
The only run he allowed last time out against the Angels on a double play ball. Michael Young last night, Tom, had I guess an evening that got progressively better for him. He had a couple of errors in the field. He had a strikeout early on, but then, well, things just started coming into place for him. He had an 11-pitch at bat where he almost drove one out. Then when it mattered most, he drove in the run that won the game. I like what Michael said, too, about not taking your defense to the plate with you. I'm sure a lot of times that's not easy to do, to just stop thinking about what just happened out there in the field. Just wipe that memory bank clean, go up and get a hit.
Dunsing makes his living against right-handers, trying to keep the ball away. Throws a sinker, 88 to 91 away, and a changeup. Most of them are down and tailing away from right-hand hitters. That one came in, but missed.
And a chance for Josh Hamilton now with a runner on. Started out 0-2. Michael Young never gave in. That brings up the man leading the majors in batting average by 14 points. Those are numbers of an MVP right there. 1 home run away from 30 for the season. When Josh had his all-world 2008 season, he ended up with 32 home runs. He had 35 doubles. This year he's already got more doubles and almost as many home runs. And we're still in August. That was the year Josh led the league with 130 runs batted in. He's going to have to close real fast to get to 130 again. He'll need to average a bit more than an RBI per game. The breaking ball stays inside on Josh. Dunsing, a third-round pick out of the University of Nebraska back in 2005. There with Jabba Chamberlain. Lefty to lefty, Hamilton waves and misses. Minnesota has, as we mentioned, survived on pitching. They've walked the fewest batters in the majors. There's a chance, Tom, they can say that, at least for the American League. Fewest batters walked in the AL 6 of the last 7 years.
Well, they pitch well and they hit well, too. They got one of the better lineups in the league as well. That's the one Josh has to lay off if he swung at that sinker down and in twice. Dunsing, as good pitchers will do, kept it right there, tried to get him to do it again, but he didn't take the bait that time.
On 3-2, Michael Young running, and a foul by Hamilton towards the dugout. 4-3 win for the Rangers yesterday. They had to rally to make it happen. Young did have the game-winning hit. Well, some knockout work by that Ranger bullpen again, too. Once again, a foul. It was a complete game loss for Carl Pavano yesterday. I thought he pitched real well.
Yeah, Pavano's obviously a solid pitcher. You know, when he goes out there, he's going to pitch deep into the ball game. He averages 7 innings per start. His ERA is in the 3s, so you know he's going to keep your team in the ball game every time he goes out there. Just a real solid pitcher. The way he threw the ball last night, the Rangers did a good job to get 8 hits and 4 runs against him.
Towards the wall. This ball gone.
We talked about it good at that. Got Josh to swing with the sinker a couple of times, and then he fouled a couple of balls off. Just barely got a piece of them. Then he got one up just enough, and he launches it 420 feet to dead center field against a lefty who has an opponent's batting average in the low ones. And the guy who's only given up until then 5 home runs in 85 innings. That sinker was not down where the other ones were. That's in the middle of the plate, and that's what you try to do as a hitter. You just spoil off the tough pitches until you get a good one, then take advantage of it.
Vladimir Guerrero got the fans out of their seats as well. This one, though, is going to die in left field. And I always liked what Brandon Inge of the Tigers called it. It's sorting through the junk mail, waiting for your paycheck. And that's exactly what Josh was doing right there. You're right. Just kind of letting some go by, fouling a few off. And then, yeah, okay, I got one that I like. And that's what happens. Home run number 30.
That sounds like something Ernie Harwell would have said. You sure he didn't steal that from Ernie?
Because it was long gone. God rest his soul. Here's Benji Molina. Benji elevated to 5th in the lineup tonight against a lefty. This is the former Angels part of the Ranger lineup going back-to-back tonight. Vlad Guerrero and Benji Molina, both of them used to come here and wear out the Rangers. Now they are helping the Rangers stay on top of those Angels. And they are deep in that rearview mirror right now, even with a win today. 9.5 games back. Oakland becomes the closest competition, and the A's, 8 back in the loss column, will come here this weekend, and they'll have designs on essentially getting back in the race. If they don't take 2 out of 3 here, it's going to be real tough to say Oakland is still in it. Rangers and the A's have 7 games total left against each other. Same for the Rangers and the Halos, too.
Long first inning for Dunsing. This will be his 28th pitch.
Yep, and he's only faced 5 Ranger batters.
That's a good job by the Ranger hitters. He's normally not that kind of guy because he very seldom walks anybody. He's already walked a batter. Very seldom gives up a home run. He's already done that. Had Michael Young 0-2 and walked him. Had a couple of strikes on Josh, and Josh just battled his way until he got a good pitch to hit.
And Dunsing, who had allowed just 1 run in his last 15 innings of work, giving up 2 on that 1 swing from Josh Hamilton. Another foul is going to pump up that pitch count. Going to be a 30-pitch first inning for Dunsing. By the way, did you see who done sing tonight for the national anthem?
I did. B.J. Thomas.
B.J. Thomas. It's a good get right there.
Yeah, I'm a big B.J. Thomas fan.
Are you hooked on a feeling?
Yeah, I am, as a matter of fact.
Fly ball towards center. And that'll do it for the Rangers here in the bottom of the first. See, Josh Hamilton, a homer up on the hill. His 30th home run of the year, giving the Rangers the early jump on the Twins. Tonight's game brought to you by Budweiser, official beer of the first inning. Let's check out the crowd through the first inning fan cam and see who's enjoying the game in a cold Budweiser. Budweiser, it's what we do. Posing it with their frosty Budweisers. Hey, how are ya? Good to see ya. C.J. Wilson's got a 2-0 lead to work with thanks to Josh Hamilton. And C.J.'s last 10 innings now have been pretty spotless. Only 4 hits allowed. The start that he had against the Orioles, Tom, he'd be hard-pressed to do any better than that. 8 2/3 innings in somebody else's ballpark. 1 walk, 12 strikeouts.
And that was a point in that series where the Rangers definitely needed a win.
Kept the ball on the ground in that game. Michael Young makes a nice play on that. We say hi to Jim Knox.
All right, hello, Josh. Community Corner tonight. Look, we have Sharon Haynes from Therapeutic Family Life here in Community Corner. Tell us a little bit about your organization, Sharon.
Christian-based organization that provides therapeutic foster homes for abused and neglected children.
Awesome. And you see the information on the screen. For those who want to help out, take part, they can give you a call or email you. Appreciate the time, Sharon. Keep up the good work. Look, Dollar Dog Night. How many? Got 6 going right now, huh?
Yeah, I'm on 6, and my goal is 15. Let's go.
Wow. There we go. You're well on your goal. Way to go, big guy. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Jim. And good luck, Kobayashi. I don't know, 15 hot dogs, Tom, seems like a lot of hot dogs.
That is a lot of hot dogs. I just don't believe your digestive tract was designed to deal with 15 hot dogs. Just doesn't seem right.
Not yours, not mine.
I guess there are some that are, though.
Possibly our producer, Kurt Dykers.
I don't know if I don't think he's ever done 15.
Wilson trying for that outside corner and not quite getting it to go as wide as was granted him in Baltimore. Not quite yet. A strike to Kubel, 2-2. Not much of a breeze to speak of here tonight. But because the temperatures have been in the mid-70s, that's okay. Had a couple of passing rain showers here in Arlington earlier today. Drilled in right field by Kubel. It goes to the wall, and Moreland is going to paddle it around a little bit. Kubel stopping at second now is going to high step it towards third. And Moreland never could get the handle on it. Boy, that's unusual. A lefty with an extra base hit against C.J. Wilson. It's just the 4th time that's happened all year.
Yeah, Kubel is a 198 hitter against left-handed pitching. He just got a good pitch to hit. I think against a lefty, left-hand hitters probably do like the ball in a little bit, and that one was on the inner half of the plate. A little tougher to keep them from scoring now with a man on third, but Mitch just went to pick it up, and then unfortunately he didn't pick it up, and then he kicked it.
It's a double and an E9, and Danny Valencia will try to get this runner home from third. Now, CJ, of course, as we mentioned, had the strikeout pitch working for him in Baltimore. Infield's going to play back. Breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, very seldom will a manager play the infield in early in a ball game. You might do it when Randy Johnson or Roger Clemens or someone like that was on the mound, but especially when you've got a 2-run lead. I think very seldom would you see a manager at this stage of the game play the infield in.
With the infield back, that will get a run home. Danny Valencia drives in number 20 since coming up from AAA. I guess for now it's an unearned run, right? Because Kubel advancing to third on the error by Moreland.
Yep.
Bases clear, and Jason Repko coming up, former LA Dodger. Hard-nosed player. I guess that makes him fit right in with the Minnesota Twins. Kind of from that Lou Ford archetype from a few years ago. Kubel coming close to taking one out. Has actually scored the run in the inning. It will be rendered an unearned run. 3 bounce outs in the inning as well. A 2-1 score, bottom of the second coming up. Dollar hot dogs are being enjoyed. The Rangers lead the Twins 2-1. They've already taken the first 2 games of this 4-game series. Moreland, Cantu, and Blanco for the Rangers against the lefty Brian Dunsing in the bottom of the second. Dunsing came in with a 1.92 ERA. And again, even though you hate hearing the phrase crafty lefty, because it's kind of a cliche, that's kind of what he is. He's a kind of an artiste out there. Not going to just blow you away usually. But he does take care of Mitch Moreland on 3 pitches. Folks, you can visit the official online shop of the Rangers at TexasRangers.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, etc. Get your gear right from the source, TexasRangers.com. 7:05 game tomorrow with Cliff Lee against Francisco Liriano. Nice pitching matchup there. Not that it's easy to top Wilson against Dunsing tonight. Wilson with a 3.02 ERA. And Dunsing came in a full run better.
And when Joe Nathan was hurt and out for the season in spring training, the Twins kind of hinted to Liriano that they might consider him as the closer if it's something that he was interested in. He was not interested in being the closer. It's been a terrific starter for him this year, though. It's 11-7 with a 3.45 ERA. But if he had gone and tried out the closing role, then Dunsing would have gone into the rotation. As it was, with 5 starters, Dunsing had to bide his time in relief, which he did. And when he got his opportunity to start, as Kevin Slowey went on the disabled list, he was ready for it.
And C.J. Wilson against Dunsing tonight. Cliff Lee against Liriano tomorrow. Gives you a lot of talented lefties to look at. Inside to Cantu. C.J., by the way, came in with the 5th best ERA in the AL tonight. A little bit ahead of his teammate, Mr. Lee, who's number 7. Cantu to short. I do believe they said that was an actual catch by J.J. Hardy. Made the throw across anyway. Your ERA leaders in the AL. Clay Buchholz, who for years was rumored to be getting dealt somewhere, even to the Rangers. That never happened. Then King Felix, Trevor Cahill, who has owned the Rangers. And boy, what a stroke of luck, Tom, that he will not be facing the Rangers this weekend.
Yeah, I think you would prefer to play the A's without seeing Trevor Cahill.
The Rangers will see quality anyway. 3 lefties and Brett Anderson, Dallas Braden, and Gio Gonzalez. But yeah, Cahill has been basically a guy with an ERA of 1 against the Rangers the last 2 seasons. There's Blanco at it again. I think his dad should be here more often, don't you?
He was swinging the bat well. He hit the ball hard a couple of times yesterday. The one double he had, he sliced down the left field line, but he had a long fly ball to left center field. He had a long double to right center field. And now he's got a line shot back up the middle. Hard hit ball.
Let's go to Emily Jones for a bit more on Mr. Blanco. Well, we'll do that in a little bit. Get you back to Em in just a moment. First, it's for Bowen to the plate. He takes a strike. What you got, Em?
Josh, what I was trying to say is, you know how superstitious baseball players can be. You alluded to Andres Blanco and his dad. He says he will be here actually for the rest of the season. Last night went so well.
Good info. And Blanco, his first ever 2 extra base hit game in the big leagues yesterday. 2 ground rule doubles, or I guess automatic doubles, to be technical about it. Had nothing to do with the ground rules. It's ball hitting the warning track and bouncing into the stands. It's a double anywhere. Blanco chased back to first. It's funny, Andres is a guy who certainly has speed, but is 0 for 2 on stolen base attempts this year, Tom, and actually just 1 for his last 7 in the big leagues. One and 2 the count now to Bourbon. The Rangers and the Twins, we've mentioned it once already. Right now they are dead even in the loss column. And even though they play in different divisions, that is kind of a big deal when you're talking about who may be in the postseason and who's got a first round home field advantage to talk about. Crowd is starting to get a little bit tired with Dunsing to first base here. Took a while, but he does strike out Bourbon. Rangers get the 1 hit, leave 1 on base. It's 2-1 at the end of 2. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by the Ford F-150, also by Geico Insurance, and by AT&T. Third inning begins, and a strike rolls on in there from C.J. Wilson. J.J. Hardy, followed by Denard Span. Unusual tonight in that the Twins already have 2 hits from lefties. They are 2 for 3 are the lefties against C.J. Wilson, and for the year, lefties have been 12 for 117 coming in.
And not a lot of extra base hits for the left-hand hitters this year either. Kubel had a double that was hit really hard. Just didn't get it up in the air. It was a line drive.
CJ has only given up 8 home runs all year, and they really, most of them anyway, Tom, came in a clump in the middle of the season. His first 58 innings this year, he allowed 1 home run. Then in his next 50 innings, he allowed 6. Now in his last 50 innings, again, he's allowed only 1. That ball ripped into center for Bourbon.
Very well positioned Julio Bourbon, playing Hardy over in right center field, and he hit that ball well. If you're not playing him over there, it's hit hard enough to where you're not going to be able to catch it if you're playing him in left center field. And all the teams before every series, they'll go over the hitters. They'll have scouting reports, advanced scouting reports, which show hitters' tendencies, where they're most likely to hit the ball. Certainly not going to hit it there every time. But against Hardy, they played him to right center field, and that's where he hit it. Now with Span, he's going to go over to left center field and play him on the left side of the bag.
Well, Denard Span quickly behind here, 0-2.
Span actually has hit higher against lefties this year than he has against righties. He's a 265 hitter. He's hitting 275 against left-handed pitching. Not having quite the same year that he had last year. On base percentage is down somewhere around 50 points from last year, as a matter of fact.
One-time first-round pick. Took a while for him to really break through. Wasn't until 2008. Span is another guy, Tom, that, and you know, Mauer is one of them too. They're not scared when there's a tough lefty on the mound. The Twins have had 2 of the best 3 in the AL the last couple of years in terms of lefties hitting other lefties. That OPS stat. Mauer and Span, 2 of the top 3.
Yeah, Morneau is right there with him.
Rolled down the line, foul. Span was in that same first-round draft class that had B.J. Upton in it, and Prince Fielder, Cole Hamels. And all those guys were making a big impact in the big leagues before Denard Span was. And he admits he took that very personally. At first he kind of pouted about it, like, wow, all these other guys are making it. Then he had a better idea than pouting. It was to work harder. On appeal, no.
Looked like a good call. Started his swing, but appeared that he had the strength to stop it in time.
C.J. Wilson wins out. And Denard Span wasn't really even too close to touching it right there.
No, he got him to swing at a bad pitch. He had the fastball up and in. He checked his swing. And then he throws him an off-speed pitch. Slider down and away. And Span was not able to hold his bat from that one. Just kind of waved at it. 3 strikeouts for C.J. coming off a game where he struck out 12.
Looking for his 10th win of the year at the ballpark. He is 9-2 at home with an ERA of around 3, and that kind of spits in the face of conventional wisdom that this is a tough ballpark in which to pitch. CJ's logged a lot of innings here and has a home ERA of 3. Rangers got their 2 runs in the first inning on 1 swing. It came from Josh Hamilton, who becomes the 6th Ranger ever to have multiple 30 home run seasons. The Twins starting to make CJ work a little harder than in the first 2 innings. Wilson needing only 25 pitches to get through 2. And the walk. Had only one of those in Baltimore, and obviously at various points this year, Tom, the walks have been a problem for CJ, but that really hasn't been the case in this month of August.
I think CJ's been able to overcome times when he's walked a few too many because he's been so tough to hit. Only given up 118 hits in 158 innings. So you can afford a few extra base runners.
Second best opponent's batting average in the league behind Mr. Cahill.
Occasionally you'll see the opposite. You'll see a pitcher who gives up maybe a 290 opponent's batting average but doesn't walk anybody and makes up for it by not giving up the free passes.
CJ part of a 2001 Rangers draft class that was mostly forgettable except for hitting huge on the first round pick Mark Teixeira. The only other guy to make the big leagues out of an entire 50-round draft that year was CJ Wilson. 5th round out of Loyola Marymount.
Well, if every year you get a frontline starting pitcher and an all-star position player,
right,
you'll take 2 out of 50.
That was quality, not quantity, that year for the Rangers.
The other thing CJ does is he may on occasion walk 4 or 5 in a game, but he doesn't give up any home runs either. Tough to hit, keeps the ball in the ballpark, and minimizes the damage.
And keeping in mind that Joe Mauer only has 1 career hit against CJ in 15 tries. It is not an easy guy to keep down, and especially not this year, this month. A .408 batting average for Mauer here in August. Into the crowd it goes.
Mauer struck out the first time up against CJ, and on the season he's walked 58 times and struck out 44 times. You won't see many players, period, that are able to have that kind of a ratio, walks to strikeouts. Certainly not batting in the middle of the lineup. Very low total of strikeouts.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Crowd gets into it now. CJ taking a lot of time between pitches. Mauer growing tired of that. CJ was just totally in control that last time against Baltimore. And when he was out there on the mound working with Taylor Teagarden in that one, there didn't seem to be a lot of discussion about what to throw or where to set up. It was just kind of get in that groove and stay there. Hasn't been quite that clean tonight. CJ's been working out of the stretch a little bit. Got him. Struck out Joe Mauer.
2 fastballs by him tonight for 2 strikeouts, and that doesn't happen very often.
A 2-1 lead for the Rangers as we go to the bottom of the third, and Elvis Andrus to lead things off. He will take strike one from Brian Dunsing. C.J. Wilson twice having struck out Joe Mauer. That's kind of a headline note. Josh Hamilton's 2-run homer would be the other.
Yeah, I think especially the way he has struck out Mauer tonight. 2 fastballs for strike 3, both swinging. That's not easy to do against that kind of a hitter.
We'll check your Ford leaderboard while we have the opportunity. And the Rangers on top 2-1. We talked about it earlier. Elvis Andrus with a 14-game hitting streak. That's 3 times this year. He's had a hit streak of at least 13. No other major league player can say that.
Josh, we have another night tonight that's going to be probably have me thank 6 or 7 people for goodies that they've sent up tonight.
Well, you might as well start now then.
And so to the people that get upset when we do that.
People don't get it, do they?
I think there are some people that do. I'll apologize ahead of time.
I did not know that.
But I do know for a fact that there's a lot of people that do enjoy it, especially the people that send the food.
Well, the people that eat the food really enjoy it.
And that's why I'm thanking them for all the people up here that ate them.
All right.
Donald, Kathy, and Jennifer Harris from Fort Worth. They're responsible for the peanut butter fudge. The cheesecake came from Brenda Thomas in Corsicana. The Snickerdoodle cookies came from Pam Grinds. Let's see what else. We got a great assortment of crackers from Sam and Evelyn Walker from Duncan, Oklahoma.
You know what there should be is, you know how like at the Emmys, for all the really big events, everybody's actually there, and then, you know, for kind of the supporting things, you know, the best this and best that, they just kind of have a separate ceremony. And we may be heading there, you know. You gotta get, like, you know, when we get like lobster or something, you definitely get your own half inning.
Be careful what you ask for. Russ and Melody Nichols sent up another great barbecue feast tonight. Thank you very much for that.
We are eating very well this evening as Michael Young takes on the outside corner.
And in case you wondered what that other bag was, that was puppy chow. That was from Leanne and Josh Breshaw.
Wait, I ate puppy chow?
You ate puppy chow. It contains, in case you have allergies, it contains rice checks. A little too late now, but
I thought I was going to get a nice healthy sheen on my on my coat here.
And also Amanda Henry for the nice cookie bouquet tonight. Thank you very much, everybody.
No, that didn't take too long. It took like half an at bat.
That wasn't bad.
That was pretty good.
Total of about a minute. So bear with us.
Look, nothing happened.
Feel a sincere obligation to thank these people that worked so hard to bring these treats to us up here.
Well, and you know,
it's only fair that they get recognized for it.
No Kleenex boxes tonight. No Kleenex box.
Nope. But we've got a great assortment of those as well.
Michael Young, base hit left field. Looked a little bit like the one he had to win the game last night, just waiting on one. Zapping it into left, and up comes Josh Hamilton. A quick reminder, whether you're bringing Tom something to eat or not, Game Day suite rentals are available for all remaining games, including tomorrow's against the Twins and the upcoming series against the A's. As you can see, a special setting for entertaining clients and friends. TexasRangers.com/suites for more information. And now, without any further ado, here's Josh Hamilton. Hamilton had a terrific at bat in the first inning. Worked that count deep, and then took Brian Dunsing deep. Behind Mauer, rolling away, and down to second base goes Michael Young. Takes away a double play possibility.
Mauer played that ball as if it was going to hop, and it never did. It just skipped. Ended up skipping right between his legs.
Vlad Guerrero waits on deck. And we'll take you back to that first inning home run, that cold, hard blast from Josh Hamilton, number 30.
So he had thrown a lot of pitches down and in. You can see him. Pitch 1, 5, and 4 down and in. Josh swung at a couple of those pitches. And then he fouled off a couple of pitches, and Dunsing got one up near the middle of the plate. And that was the result. Home run to dead center field.
Some tight ball games between these teams. 2-1 the score tonight. Hamilton smokes another one. It's deep. It's curling. Foul.
Off-speed pitch. Slow pitch, 72 miles an hour. He waited on it really well. And his bat was just a little bit too quick. Just pulled it foul. Throws a high curveball and gets away with one. Hung on the inside part of the plate. Almost cost him 2 more runs.
And now Hamilton, after just missing, is down on strikes.
Slider, which that pitch was, and also a curveball. Slider's the one that he bounced past Mauer for the wild pitch. Curveball was the one he hung almost for another home run.
Vladdy got just under one in the first inning and skied to left field. He's going to take a strike here. Vladdy had an 11-game hitting streak up until yesterday. Carl Pavano put an end to that. Vladdy will start another one. Base hit in the left center. Here comes Michael Young. It is 3-1.
Well, the middle of the order is getting the job done. It sure makes a pitcher's job easier. Go back to the game in Baltimore when Vladdy and Josh both had 3-run homers in that win. Tonight Josh has a 2-run homer. Vladdy adds a base hit. There's a slider. Got the middle of the plate. Vladdy took advantage of the location of that pitch. Michael took advantage of the wild pitch. And the Rangers take advantage of the whole situation and score their 3rd run.
Guerrero, who had only 50 runs batted in last year, is now close to doubling that here in 2010. The Rangers got themselves a bargain. Benji Molina, another former Angel, will pop it towards right. Locked up out there to end the inning, but the Rangers add a run for C.J. Wilson to work with now. It is 3-1 at the end of 3.
1 second, guy. Back at the ballpark, Rangers lead the Twins 3-1. We head to the 4th, and Josh and Tom, big news today. The Rangers organization created a new position as the Texas Ranger fan ambassador, and the new girl is Katie Crawford. What's this all about?
Well, Chuck and Nolan, as well as the rest of the Rangers organization, just want to make sure that a Rangers fan has the best experience that they can possibly have. So I'll be acting as the liaison between a Rangers fan and the Rangers organization. So we want to hear your suggestions, your comments. We want to know if you're having a problem, and we will take care of it. That's what I'm here for.
Great. How do they get a hold of you?
They can email me at fanfeedback1@texasrangers.com, and that's the number one. You don't have to spell it out, and there will be a phone number coming soon.
There you go. Katie, congratulations on the new position. Josh?
Congratulations, Katie, indeed. Thank you very much, Jim. Michael Kadire grounds out. A very cool position to create, I got to say. Have kind of a clearinghouse for all things Ranger. What you like, what you don't like, your pet peeves.
Suggestions that you might have to enhance fan experience at the ballpark?
I would hope that, and it's just me being, I guess, Mr. Sunny Sunshine, but, for every, 2 or 3 complaints that you might have, toss in something that you actually do like. A lot of people working real hard in this ballpark to make it the very best they can make it. I know none of us are perfect, but the intentions are very good. That ball laced foul by Delman Young, but Katie's got the right disposition, though. Somebody's going to, call in or write in and just get on a harangue. I'm sure she'll respond very nicely to you, so Mr. Greenberg and Mr. Ryan say all feedback is welcome. Any contact made there? Boy, apparently not, and Delman Young should have been running a long time ago. That ball almost ended up in right field after it ended up in back of Molina.
If Delman Young ran right out of the batter's box, he would have been safe at first base. Benji had to go back just like it was a wild pitch. But he never did run until it was too late. The Rangers pick up a strikeout. That ball had a lot of movement on it. So much movement that Benji didn't catch it. Benji's looking out of the corner of his eye. Not sure why Young didn't run.
Jason Kubel takes a strike, and for CJ, you mentioned it, Tom, after a 12 strikeout game last time, he's already at 5 tonight. About a 20-pitch inning last inning for CJ. 7-pitch inning so far here in the 4th. Having allowed 1 run in his last 2 starts now. And you go back further, Tag, he has held the opposition to 3 runs or fewer now in 14 of his last 15 starts. Harmless ground ball to second base. Blanco secures it, takes care of Kubel, and that's 4 straight set down by C.J. Wilson. Fewer than 10 pitches in the inning. 3-1 Rangers. First pitch at the bottom of the fourth is skied towards center from Mitch Moreland. There is Denard's span. One pitch, one out. And baseball fans, Chevy, a proud sponsor of youth baseball throughout the state of Texas. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy's commitment to Youth League Baseball, just go to ChevyTexasBaseball.com. Por favor. Jorge Cantu could not get on the field the last few games, but now with the Rangers about to face all these lefties all in a row, he will be playing. Cantu was batting cleanup for the Marlins and was doing that very well, but here is a Ranger, as has been talked about, still looking for his first run batted in. And in fact, his last several games with the Marlins, he was ribbyless as well. He has now gone, somewhat incredibly, 5 weeks without an RBI.
Well, when a guy's got a pretty good track record, and he's a pretty good hitter to begin with, that would just lead people to believe, I think, that he's about to get hot and start to drive in some runs. Law of averages will tell you that, based on his past performance.
Rolling this one to short. Remember, he started the year with a hit and an RBI in 10 straight games. That set a major league record to start a season. Hopefully something like that's in the offing, I don't know, say for the last 10 games of the season. Your trivia question brought to you by AT TEX, the only two lefties in Ranger history that have had 50 or more wins with the Rangers. C.J. Wilson going for his 13th win of this year. Already he has doubled his career win total by winning 12 here in 2010. Of course, CJ had only made 6 starts ever. All those back in 2005 before winning John Daniels and Ron Washington and Nolan Ryan over this spring. And CJ's contention was he should be a starter. And the Rangers essentially said, all right, prove it. And he did. .252 relief outings for CJ before this year in the big leagues. 6 starts. And he is the guy that's emerged as the most consistent Ranger starter. Blanco is having some kind of series. Steamrolling towards second base. Here comes the throw. Head first dive. Blanco stays on the bag. But he hydroplaned in there. Hopefully he's okay.
I hope he's all right. The way he hit the ground, boy, I think he hit his face.
This infield was being worked on for a good couple hours before the game, as it had rained here midday. I don't know if that makes it extra hard or extra soft or what that does exactly, but yeah, Blanco hit that ground hard, cut himself.
You can see his forehead. Hope his shoulder's all right.
The Rangers already with 2 second basemen on the DL. Let's take a look as Blanco ends up with his 3rd double in the last 2 games. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, it's almost like he didn't slide. He stuck when he hit the ground.
Oh, boy, that's a great shot right there. Painful to watch, though. Show you, too, with that Exmo cam.
As soon as he slid, both of his hands stuck in the ground. That's, I think, what caused how hard he hit the ground. They both stuck instead of slide. Watch his hands. They just stay and go right behind him, which made it impossible for him to keep his face up off the ground.
And that's, I'm sure, why he felt that pain in his shoulder or collarbone area as well. Right, you're assuming that you're, just kind of like on a slip and slide, that you make that little Superman motion and your hands are going to keep going, but they didn't.
When his hands went behind him. That caused his face and his shoulder to go right into the ground.
He stays in the game. Bloodied but not broken. And here is Bourbon. So since his dad has been in town, 4 for 5 with 3 doubles, and the one out, he hit the ball 402 feet to center field.
Yeah, he's swinging the bat well. Swinging it with some authority, too.
Even in pain, you still have to acknowledge. Well, I wasn't aware of what that last one was all about. But
he said he's, well, making himself throw up with that slide, I guess.
I got a hit, I'm fast, and now I'd like to...
Yeah, just don't get on me about the grace of my slide.
That's a new one. I mean, antlers for speed. That's a universal sign for I got a hurl right there. I've never seen that on field before. One and two, if they count the Bourbon.
Mouthful of turfus, too, when he slid.
That's a great band name right there. Mouthful of turfus.
Oh, glad you like the suggestion.
Bourbon down on strikes. I come to you for all my really good band names.
In case you start a new band, you'll have a name for them.
Mouthful of turfus. We'll be at the Palladium. 3-1 Rangers at the end of 4. We'll get you back to that AT&T trivia question. The only 2 lefties in Ranger history to have 50 or more career wins as a Texas Ranger. C.J. Wilson trying to get there someday. Kenny Rogers and Darren Oliver. D.O., the pitcher of record yesterday, as the Rangers won 4-3. His 3rd go-around with his Texas Rangers organization. He has played both with Nolan Ryan and now for Nolan Ryan. Danny Valencia bats. Mark McLemore talks right now about a C.J. Wilson, Brian Dunsing pitching matchup. And C.J. Wilson, I guess all year long, Mac, I mean, it's been the kind of thing we've been saying. First of all, Michael Young knocking one down. That's going to be a base hit for Valencia. C.J. wanted this opportunity, and he went out and did what he had to do in spring training to get this opportunity, but it's not like he's gotten the foot off that gas pedal at all.
He hasn't, not at all, and he's done everything, I think even more than what they expected him to do, coming from the bullpen and just being the consistent pitcher from day one that he's been. He's been the Rangers' most consistent pitcher, most consistent starter, I think, all year long, and just doing a tremendous job of keeping the ball club in the game, giving them an opportunity to win every fifth day when he's out there.
Now the Rangers, just to follow up on what you're saying, Mac, they are, I mean, again, it's a bottom line zero-sum thing here. They're 19-6 in the 25 games that CJ has started.
That's tremendous. He's getting some run support, obviously, but more than that, he's doing his job. He's holding the opposition down and putting the team in position to win ball games, and they've been doing a lot of that for him.
Ball and a strike to Jason Repko. You can listen for Mac on Rangers Live after the game tonight on Fox Sports Southwest.
Mac, when you played, were you a guy that slid head first, or did you go in feet first?
I slid head first a lot. It would just depend on the situation. But yeah, I slid head first a lot.
Did you ever have anything that happened to Blanco happen to you, where his hands went down, looked like they got stuck behind him, and you just kind of face first go into the bag?
Absolutely.
Did you? You've done that too?
I've done it. And usually what happens is they put diamond dry down before the game, and that's why he's stuck. Because this field normally, when you hit the dirt, you'll slide. But the diamond dry dries up all of the moisture in the dirt, and that's what happened to him there. It just hit, and he landed that. He stuck that landing, is what we would normally say.
It looked like he was in quicksand there for a minute.
I'm surprised nobody in the dugout stood up and gave him a 9.5 or a 9.0 or something, because we sure would have done it.
You and your wacky shenanigans.
We had a lot of fun.
And you can get on guys for this, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, after you find out that he's okay.
Right. After you find out that he's not hurt, and see how much dirt he actually swallowed there. That's about an 8.5. He had a lot of face into the dirt. You don't want to get the face into the dirt.
Baseball is not for the faint of heart, boy. If you don't have a sense of humor about yourself, you're in the wrong sport.
You are in trouble.
Taken, and that's strike 3 to Repko.
They got him leaning out over the plate looking for something away. Busted him in, and I'm not sure Repko really has any idea where that pitch ended up.
18 strikeouts for C.J. Wilson now in his last 13 innings of work.
It's an incredible pitch right there. He actually looked like to me he added a little bit more to his fastball there, maybe another 2 or 3 miles an hour to his fastball to get that fastball in by Repko there on the inside corner there, and that's to me what makes a pitcher so difficult to hit. You know, CJ can throw 93, 94, sometimes even 95, but when he backs down a little bit and is throwing his fastball consistently at 91, maybe 92, when you need a strikeout, you're able to bump it up a little bit and surprise that hitter. That's what makes pitchers so tough, and especially C.J. Wilson.
That ball rifled into center. Base hit for J.J. Hardy at the bottom of the order. He's not your typical bottom of the order guy, though, right? I mean, Hardy was a guy a couple of years ago in Milwaukee that had a big year.
No, I think that's the major difference in my mind between the American League and National League. You don't find too many hitters in the National League that are hitting 8th or even 9th on some teams that can hit 20 home runs.
Hardy in 2008, among all major league shortstops, was 2nd in home runs and 3rd in runs batted in. Tucson guy, played high school ball against Ian Kinsler. Well, chance for the Twins now, top of the order. Denard Span 1 for 2. One of very few lefties to have a hit off of C.J. Wilson this year. Isn't it amazing, Matt Cal, speaking of lefties, Wilson has dominated Joe Mauer over the years.
And sometimes you have that one hitter as a pitcher that you just own, and sometimes it's the other way around. That hitter has a pitcher that he just no matter what, he can go up there with no bat in his hand and get a hit. And as good of a hitter as Joe Mauer is, it is a little surprising that he's having trouble with, or that he has trouble with any pitcher for that matter.
There have been only 13 hits all year by lefties against C.J. Wilson, and not for nothing, Denard Span has 2 of those. Mauer has none. That one inside, not by much. Yeah, Ichiro's got 2. Denard Span has got 2. And every other lefty in the world, if you add them all up this year, it's single digits. That's a strike.
Now, as a hitter right here, Denard Span really doesn't have an idea of what CJ is going to do to him. He's throwing him 2 fastballs away, 1 in, 1 for a strike. So it's a 2-1 count. Is he going to throw a breaking pitch? Is he going to go in? Is he going to go out? So he's got to pick one side of the plate or the other to try and defend, because he can't cover both ends.
Kind of like on a penalty kick, right? The goalie's got to decide. I'm going this post or that post. There's no way I can cover both.
You can't do both.
That's the post that he defended right there, and defended it pretty well, actually. All he did was just make a little bit of contact.
Right, he missed in, he missed away, but he didn't throw one down the middle. He went in, he went away, and caught each side of the plate on the corner. Just brought it in far enough to get a strike. That Span to chase a slider the last time up for strike 3.
I think he's about to do the same here.
Well, if titanium makes you a good pitcher, CJ's definitely in the lead.
Knocked down by Molina, 3-2. Got a big pitch coming now. Hudson on deck.
That was the pitch he got him to swing at the last time up on the 3-2 count.
Again, Span has become a pretty good leadoff guy. Going deep into counts and doing exactly what leadoff hitters are supposed to do.
He's a very patient hitter, and that's what you want at the top of the lineup. You want a guy that's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, no matter who's out there pitching. And he takes a lot of close pitches. That means he knows his strike zone, and he's very comfortable handling the bat.
See the last at bat, how they approached Denard Span.
Well, that pitch number 6, that was the slider out of the strike zone for strike 3.
Fastball left up, but nothing he could really drive. Valencia and Hardy, the base runners. And CJ again being very particular between pitches tonight. Barely got a piece. Again, protecting that inside corner.
It looked like he got him to swing at a pitch that was several inches inside, not a strike. You don't see many guys hit like Span. He pretty much starts his swing from a dead stop. Doesn't look like he's going to swing.
It doesn't. You don't see many guys do that, and the guys that do it don't last very long up here. But for whatever reason, Span does a very good job of hitting and hitting that way. The guy that used to amaze me that was a Hall of Famer that did it was Paul Molitor.
Yeah. Yeah, almost everybody has to have some little trigger mechanism to get the bat started, whether you move your hands or move your knee, your shoulder, something to get the bat started. He doesn't.
Long at bat. And Span wins out. He's going to find right center field. Bourbon to cut it off. Span trying for second. The throw is not in time. Denard Span is the one lefty who has been able to solve C.J. Wilson. %20 of the hits allowed to lefties this year from C.J. have been to this one guy. And that's the one pitch that had all the plate. Well, the inning started with that smash off of Michael Young. Going to be second and third, one out for Orlando Hudson. And Mac, this is where the Rangers did their best work yesterday when it was second and third in the seventh inning. Only one out. They were able to stem the tide.
That's due to pitching. And you know you need an out here. You need a strikeout or a pop up to the infield. You've got to go after, really bear down and try and hit your spots and make sure that you don't leave anything out over the plate in order for them to drive that runner in from third base.
Twins back to within 3-2. That tying man at third. The infield stays back. Mauer on deck. After a 9-pitch 1-2-3 fourth inning. A little tougher go of it here in the fifth for CJ. Hudson is lined to left and walked. The Twins at 72 and 54. Their lead has shrunk to 3.5 in that AL Central. Rangers at 71 and 54, but they're up 8.5 in the AL West. Trying for that outside corner, not getting it. And again, I know there are runners on base, and it's kind of been that way a lot tonight, Mac, but the tempo is just much different from CJ tonight as opposed to what happened in Baltimore. Look at him going back of the mound again. He's kind of puttering around a little bit.
That's one thing, you know, as a player, I didn't like to see where my pitcher would slow down. When runners would get on base, pitchers tend to slow down, but when you start to slow down that way, you lose your rhythm. You come out of your rhythm, and then you try and start to find things. And that's usually a problem when you see a pitcher slow down. I really don't ever like to see that.
Two and two to Hudson, a 285 hitter. Bounced it in there again.
Nice play by Benji. Trying to go for the strikeout there with a hard breaking ball down and in. He threw it right straight into the ground, and Benji had to shift his weight and block a tough pitch.
And the only reason CJ is able to throw that pitch is because he knows Benji's back there, and Benji is an excellent catcher. He's a guy that can block balls and enables you to throw that curveball, that hard slider in the dirt. You've got total confidence in that catcher if you're able to throw that pitch with a runner on third base.
No action in the Ranger pen. And again, a long time for CJ to figure out what he wants to do. Missed. So Mauer's coming up. And normally you'd say that's real bad news. This is a guy that's won 3 batting titles in the last 4 years. But again, against C.J. Wilson, this guy has been his kryptonite. Struck him out in the first, struck him out in the third. Your Coors Light freeze cam will show you the where. That was a first inning strikeout.
2 high fastballs thrown by him. One a little bit in, one on the outside half of the plate.
Remember Mauer, a guy who seldom swings at the first pitch. See if CJ can rocket one in and just go up 0-1. Well, he came with the fastball, but he is behind 1-0.
Mauer's hit into 18 double plays. You know, he makes solid contact generally, although he struck out twice tonight. And CJ, I'm sure, will welcome the sinker hit into the ground and a chance to turn a double play right here.
One and one the count. A 25-pitch inning already for CJ. Again, compounded by the fact that it just seems like after every pitch he's walking in the back of that mound and kind of looking lost in thought. There's the ground ball. It's slowly hit. Blanco's play will be to first. Mauer again retired by Wilson, but did just enough right there to tie this game.
Just didn't hit it hard enough to get a double play. Put the ball in play. Hit it softly, and there's nothing Blanco could do except get the out at first base.
Look on that Exmo camera. Helpless feeling, I'm sure, for Blanco, right? I mean, the ball's coming at you, but you just know it's not going to get there quickly enough.
Well, it was a good play by Blanco. Number one, you had the runner going in front of him, but you'll see a lot of second basemen try and make too much out of that play by coming in, trying to get the ball and scoop it up and try and tag the runner and still get the guy who hit the ball. So just a nice heads-up play just to go ahead and know you're going to get one out and take the one out and go from there.
Yeah, the worst thing you can do there is not get one out. Still have a tie game. You bear down right here and get Kadire. You go into the bottom of the inning in a 3-3 game.
And Orlando Hudson knows exactly what he's doing, trying to distract Blanco a little bit by running, toward him just a little bit to try and mess him up there a little bit. That's a good heads-up play by Orlando.
Again, these guys have been out in the field for a while. Wilson trying to get Kadire, get the guys back in and do some hitting. There's some hitting. Into center. Borbone is there, though. And the Twins have not overtaken the Rangers. They have tied the Rangers. Our score 3-3. Mac, thank you, buddy. See you after the ball game on Rangers Live.
All right, man.
Good, Mac.
Okay.
The Twins have come back to tie the Rangers at 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Elvis Andrews will take. It's 1-0. C.J. Wilson giving up that double to Denard Span. The big hit of that 5th inning. Second hit for Span tonight. Now from the top of the Ranger order, Elvis Andrews trying to extend a hitting streak. Right now it's idling at 14. Hamilton will bat in the inning. He's got the big home run tonight. Well, the Rangers so far 2-0 on this homestand after the 2-5 road trip. Nice little statement to make against this Minnesota team. It's the top dog in the AL Central. Tried to entice Elvis with a breaking ball right there. Well, the other thing that's kind of happened too, I think, Tom, with the Twins spending all that time batting and scoring twice, the crowd now kind of back on its collective heels. If Elvis can reach, that might engender some excitement, the possibility of a stolen base. To right center, Denard Span will go get it. We go to Jim Knox.
Hi, thanks, Josh. Look, we have here recording artist B.J. Thomas in the house, sang the national anthem, did a great job. A lot of people may not know this, but you live in Arlington. Been living here how many years?
Yeah, I've been here 33 years. We bought this house in '77 and raised all our kids here, and we love it.
And you're a big-time Ranger fan. You got 80 shows this year. You have a number of big hits. You keep up with the Rangers. What do you think about this year, B.J.?
Oh, yeah, I keep up with them. I mean, they got a great team, Molina and Hamilton and Guerrero, Elvis and all these guys. And I think they have a great shot at going all the way with the World Championship this year. I really do. I think they're a great team.
Kind of hooked on that feeling, huh?
I'm hooked on it. I would sing it for you. Yeah.
All right, B.J., well, good seeing you, and best of luck. I know you're back on the road this week.
I'm back. I'm going out this week, and I'll probably be back at the games sometime in the next week or two.
All right, we'll see you then. Appreciate it. Josh?
All right, Jim, thank you. Took a poll up here. Don't worry, baby. It would also be a fine choice. Because I'm sure everybody always asking about raindrops, and, you know, that's the centerpiece song.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think BJ is a big golfer, too.
Outside corner to Michael Young. If anybody knows the golfers in this town, I would say it is you. Young off the end of the bat, and there's Span again. Hamilton will come to the plate. All right, now, when the Rangers and the A's play on Sunday, not B.J. Thomas, but Los Lonely Boys playing a post-game concert. That's sponsored by State Farm, and the first 8,500 fans, 13 and under, for that day game against Oakland, will receive a chest protector backpack. Compliments of Dr. Pepper and Albertson. So if you are not yet headed back to school and you do need a backpack, instead of going out and buying one that you really are just kind of lukewarm about, you can come on out on Sunday, get one that you like. Hamilton unloading in the first inning. 2-run home run, his 30th of the year. Then after just missing another 2-run home run in the third, he struck out. Tapper towards second. Brian Dunsing, who came in with that 1.9 ERA. Well, he's been, as you could probably expect, a little difficult tonight. This game tied 3-3 at the end of 5. The Twins scored twice to tie the game. It's 3 runs, 5 hits both ways right now. And Wilson has to deal with Delman Young, who's had his breakthrough year here in 2010. The Twins are certainly happy about that. Still looking for his first 20-homer season, but at least now he has his first 15-homer season. I think he's one of those guys, Tom, that comes up so quickly, and you hear so much about him, you forget that he's still only 24. That was the case with a guy like Adrian Beltre for a while, I think, too. He came up at 18 or 19, and maybe B.J. Upton, a guy like that as well. Then you remember, oh, that's right, you got to cut him some slack because he's a young guy. Twins have both the #1 overall pick in 01 and the #1 overall pick in 03 in their lineup, Young and Mauer. Inside, 3-2.
Against the Orioles, CJ, when he aimed for one side of the plate, he hit it almost every time. Today he's pitched well. Hasn't been quite as pinpoint as he was against the Orioles.
Young gets under it.
That was a good pitch there. Threw him a changeup, 3-2. Young was way out in front of it.
Out #1, we go to Emily Jones.
Well, guys, for the first time in 20 games, David Murphy not in the lineup. He had such a great run, but just 1 for 9 in his last 3 games. The Rangers in the midst of 20 games in 20 games. He acknowledges it might be time for a little breather.
Once you play this game, you really respect what Cal Ripken did. You know, playing every single day for how many years that was. That's a pretty incredible feat. So it's hard to go, you know, a full month without getting a day off, much less, 15 years. So, like I said, I'm going to take advantage of it, and hopefully they won't need me tonight, but I will definitely be ready.
Seasons, 2,632 straight games played for Cal Ripken, the Iron Man. Long way to go for anybody else to reach that record. But anyway, David Murphy, glad to get a breather tonight, guys.
Thanks, Sam. And yeah, that's a broken bat. And the baseball ends up just kind of dunked beyond Blanco into right field. So the lefties continue to get it done against C.J. Wilson tonight, something that hasn't happened all year. CJ, again, it allowed only 12 hits to lefties all season, Tom, and tonight that number in 1 start is 4.
Mauer's 0 for 3, but Span and now Kubel, although that's not much of a base hit. Kubel didn't even know where the ball went. Sees the bat go foul. Look at him. He's going to look for the bat. Well, that's not the ball. And then realizes that the ball just looped over second into right field for his second hit. Almost stopped rolling before it got to Mitch Moreland in right field.
Infield now to double play depth. And Danny Valencia seems to hit the ball on the ground hard pretty much every time.
Last night he hit the ball hard 400 feet to right center field on Felice. And unfortunately, Bourbon ran it down right at the 407 sign in front of the Ranger bullpen.
Well, and in fairness, he also had a 430-foot home run the other night against Jared Weaver. His other big league home run, a grand slam against Zach Greinke. Valencia was hitting .292 at Rochester. And is closer to .325 now here as a Minnesota Twin. There's another block by Molina, who elbows Valencia out of the way. Of course, last night it was Molina tagging Valencia coming in. A close play at the plate. The Twins never did argue it. Valencia kind of walked away shaking his head, muttering that he was safe, but nobody ever came out to really challenge Jim Wolf about it. Not that Jim Wolf would have said, oh, that's right. I guess he was safe.
Tough one to see from the dugout.
Towards the crowd it goes. Well, Mitch Moreland fired that ball home with a lot of confidence. A throw that might have been an inch or two lower than where he wanted to put it, but Molina made sure he made the clean pick. Hard on the ground again. Base hit this time for Valencia. And it's 2 on, 1 out, just like last inning. Jason Repko coming up. Michael Kirkman getting up in the bullpen. He has yet to pitch here in this ballpark. We should mention that the Rangers have 2 key bullpen guys unavailable tonight. Frankie Francisco being given another night just to kind of rest and make sure that everything's okay. He had a cortisone shot the other night. And Neftali Feliz having been used back to back to back. He is going to get the night off tonight as well. So it'll be a different look down towards the late innings for the Rangers tonight. And maybe the most pronounced work we'll see from a guy like Alexei Ogando.
Well, I wouldn't be afraid to put Alexei into any situation the way he's thrown this year. He's thrown hard. He's thrown strikes. He's gotten his breaking ball over.
Repko waves and misses.
Big time of the game for Michael Kirkman to be up, but he pitched very well in Baltimore in his one outing. And he'll be up, as you see, Span, Hudson's a switch hitter, and Mauer after you turn the lineup over again.
CJ in a good spot here. He's ahead of Repko 0-2. Well, the Rangers will have 4, 5, 6 in the order up in the bottom of the 6th inning in front of a nice-sized Wednesday night crowd. Don't know if he meant to swing. Wilson going to second for 1, and that's it. They get that man going in, Valencia.
And he did the right thing, too. He didn't rush it when there was no chance to get a double play. He just stepped and threw to get 1 out. Get one of the lead runners. Keep a force out available at second base. And make sure you get that 1 out.
Yeah, essentially 2 guys on the bag. Andrews just taken over.
CJ right at 100 pitches.
Yeah, this could be one of those nights where he's a 6-inning guy, not an 8-inning guy. And Valencia, see that slide at second base, a little bit shaken up maybe.
He slid real late and kind of jammed his ankle and his foot into the bag as he slid. Not breakaway bags like you see in the Little League World Series. When you slide into those things, they're not moving. He's right on top of the bag when he slid. It looks like he caught his right leg. Right foot on the bag.
Both these teams are banged up to various degrees. For the Twins, a lot of their bullpen, starting with Joe Nathan back in spring training. They're without Jose Majares. They're without the former Ranger Ron Mayhay. Mayhay, a rotator cuff problem, but not in his throwing arm. It was a fielding play. Mayhay's a lefty. It's his right shoulder. Slugged in the left by Hardy. Hamilton's got it. And C.J. Wilson is through it, keeping this game tied at the bottom of the 6th. $25,000. There was just some controversy in the dot race. Fans are still buzzing about that. There's a 3-3 tie here in the 6th inning. We'll show you in Exmo fashion here. See anything unusual? A little push from behind with those hamburger helper hands. Vlad Guerrero left field. 4-3 Rangers. There you are, Vlad Guerrero.
It's becoming a pretty good formula for the Rangers. Vlad and Josh in the middle of the lineup. They've each knocked in 2 tonight. The other day against the Oilers. For the Ranger win. First pitch hitting in the 6th inning. Right down the middle of the plate.
It is only Vladdy's 3rd home run in the last 6 weeks, but it is real timely. So C.J. Wilson possibly done now for the night at about 105 pitches or so. Brian Dunsing's reaction.
Remember, Dunsing had only given up 4 or 5 home runs this year in about 80 innings. He's given up 2 of them tonight, though.
Molina sends one sky high. Denard Span will make another catch. And for Vlad Guerrero, that's now 23 homers, 92 runs batted in. There's a nice little team RBI race going on now. Hamilton and Guerrero each at 92 runs batted in. And you're right, Tom, just like in that game on Sunday afternoon in Baltimore. The big blows coming from the guys that are getting the big bucks to do that kind of stuff.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of guys getting the big bucks to do that around baseball that aren't doing it. But here's 2 guys that are getting the big bucks and are getting it done.
Moreland will ground one slowly towards first. Kadire takes it himself, 2 down. Well, nice to have a Sonic Slam winner. Nice that C.J. Wilson now. Whether or not he comes back out there is going to have a lead to talk about. Up comes Jorge Cantu.
Yeah, by C.J. standing right there, I wouldn't think he's coming back out for the 7th inning.
The Rangers have had action in that bullpen all during this bottom of the 6th.
Looks like it's going to be Michael Kirkman in a big part of the game for Michael. What a great opportunity. Come in and pitch the 7th inning with a 1-run lead or maybe more.
The Rangers will trade out lefties.
A little bit more of a battle for C.J. tonight than it was in Baltimore, but he battled through. And Josh, you mentioned it earlier. C.J. in his last 15 starts coming into the game had given up 3 earned runs or less in 14 of them. And it's another one tonight. One of the runs against C.J. was unearned tonight, so it'll be 2 earned runs in 6 innings. Another solid outing. Two walks, 6 strikeouts.
Another strikeout for Dunsing. But Vlad Guerrero opened the inning with some power. The Rangers now lead the Twins 4-3. when the airwaves rule the air, and by Whataburger, just like you like it. All lefties all the time. It's going to be Cliff Lee pitching tomorrow. It was C.J. Wilson tonight to start, and now the Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen. The lefty du jour is young Michael Kirkman, 23 years old, out of Lake City, Florida. And a really interesting project, I guess you can say, that has been finished off very well this season. He started his pro career tag with all kinds of control issues. In the last couple of years, those had kind of started to get harnessed. This year, on the Cliff Lee plan, even before the Rangers acquired Cliff Lee, just kind of modeling his game after Cliff Lee's, after watching the World Series last year. 13-3. 3.09 ERA. And one of the Rangers' real talented pitching coaches that they have on their minor league staff, the rehab pitching coordinator, is Keith Comstock. A guy that pitched professionally for 17 years, including a little time here with these Minnesota Twins. He's the guy who really seemed to connect, to hear it told, with Kirkman and got him kind of on that Cliff Lee focus. And it has absolutely worked. Brought back his slider last year. Roller to second base. Blanco will take care of Denard Span. That's the guy that made C.J. Wilson's life so tough tonight.
Good fastball right there by Michael. Got it in on the fist and jammed Span. Remember, Span's the guy that hit 2 balls hard. Had 2 hits against C.J. Michael was able to get that ball in on his fists. Good job.
Kirkman recently married a 5th-round pick of the Rangers in 2005 at a high school down in Florida.
Who was the 5th-round pick that he married?
I knew my participle was dangling there, but appreciate you calling me out on it. Let me try to say that a little better next time. That ball popped in foul ground, and Cantor's got it.
I had to do that.
That's what I get for trying to Costas it up.
I only hope
so smooth.
You'll return the favor when I toss one your way about 50 times a night.
Like Mac and you guys were talking about earlier, you got to have a thick skin in baseball. You lay it out there, you got to take it. Here's Joe Mauer, and this will be a real nice test for Kirkman. The lefty versus lefty variety.
He got 2 weakly hit balls by Span and Hudson. He jammed Span, and he got the slider in on Hudson and jammed him as well.
Rare is the night that Mauer does not hit a ball out of the infield. So far, that's been the case tonight. That one is almost staying in the infield. Young diving for it, got a glove on it, but couldn't corral it.
Yeah, that goes as a base hit, but it was not a hard hit ball. He got jammed and just sliced a little ground ball that Michael couldn't get to. Elvis wasn't going to be able to make a play on it either.
Now the Rangers have Darren O'Day loosening. And you've got the righties coming up right now, Kadire and Delman Young. What do you do? What do you do?
Ron's going to stick with Michael Kirkman. He likes the way he's throwing the ball right now. Got a good inning in Baltimore. He's throwing the ball pretty well right now. 3 balls been put in play. None of them have been hit hard.
The Rangers have been out hit 8-6, but 2 of their hits have left the yard, Hamilton and Guerrero. With 2 down, it is Kirkman to Kadire. I'm talking earlier, Tom, about the control issues that Kirkman was having. 2007, his third professional season, 37 walks in 40 innings. But nothing close to that here in 2010. Speaking of control, 0-2. Kadire didn't like the call.
Two good fastballs, down and away. And that's a strike. Tough strike to hit. Pitcher strike, but nevertheless a strike.
On the ground to third again. This time Young has got it. Flips it over to second, and Kirkman pitches a scoreless seventh.
4 balls hit off the hammer. Good slider right there to get Kadire.
The other 2 runs batted in tonight supplied by Vladimir Guerrero. Base hit in the third with 2 out, and then leading off in the 6th. He went deep. Now the Rangers in the bottom of the 7th against a new Minnesota pitcher as John Roush out there now. He's 6'11" John Roush. And it's Andres Blanco, not nearly that tall, settling in to face the guy that was the closer for Minnesota for a while.
With 2 hits, Andres is hitting now 256.
That's getting there.
Yeah, not bad at all. I like the way he's swinging the bat. I like the way he's playing right now. He's playing with some energy.
Yep, getting 4 for 5 for the last couple of nights. 3 doubles. High drive to right field. That's Andres Blanco, who's suddenly turning into Mr. Muscles. He just missed.
Boy, he had a good swing at it. Different part of the ballpark, maybe. A second time in 2 nights he's driven a ball to the middle of the warning track and had it caught. Just missed a home run right there.
Saw Repko going back to make that catch. Bourboin will be the batter. Baseball swatted into the crowd at 29,926 at the ballpark tonight. Same two teams tomorrow with Cliff Lee against Francisco Liriano at 7:05. Well, Roush is a menacing pitcher at 6'11" with those distracting neck tattoos. Bourbon got a piece. Those are wedding rings actually tattooed on John Roush's neck. Just in case you were wondering, there's a double-barrel Darren action in the Ranger bullpen. See the wedding rings right there?
I do.
Saves money, I guess. Bourbon is down on strikes.
He's trying to throw the high fastball. You can see Maurer put his glove up there. Roush delivered, and they got the call. Evidently, Julio wasn't able to check his swing.
So 3 strikeout night for Bourbon. Top of the order now for Andrews, trying to keep his hitting streak alive. Well, Roush at 6'11", 290 is not the tallest pitcher in the Twins organization. They have got the Dutch righty named Loke Van Mil, who is 7'1", and his ETA is next year for the Twins. He's been at Double-A the last couple of seasons. How much fun is Bert Blyleven going to have having another guy from the Netherlands to talk to on those plane rides?
Hope they ever decide to have a amateur basketball team in the offseason. They've got a pretty good start with those two guys.
The guy on the mound is, just playing the 4 spot. Your center is going to be Loke Van Mil. I'm trying to remember the name of the minor league player they had. They had an infielder who's 5'3", and they were teammates at Beloit in Single A. Loke Van Mil and the other guy, 7'1" and 5'3". Andrews grounds out, and the Rangers still leading just by 1. 4-3 game, and it's going to be Darren O'Day, it would appear, coming on to face Delman Young as we go to the top of the 8th.
We head to the 8th. Rangers lead the Twins 4-3. Josh and Tom, time for the aggressive fan of the game. You know, it's dollar dog night. So any one of these Ranger fans that can finish this dog wins. Ready, go. The horns are sounding, and off they go. We're giving it to this girl. What is your name? Here's the bag. Here's the hat. Here's the shirt. The progressive fan of the game. Anything else you want to say? Speechless, Josh.
Thanks, Jim, for the wacky shenanigans. I'm surprised there haven't been hot dogs fired right into that vuvuzela. Darren O'Day will take over now in the 8th. Boy, that was loud. A 4-3 Ranger lead as we take a look at the Twins part of the order. That's going to be pretty tough here. Delman Young, Jason Kubel, and Danny Valencia.
Well, you've got several guys warming up. You've got Darren O'Day in there now with those terrific numbers. You've got Darren Oliver out in the bullpen with a left-hand hitter coming up. And you've also got Alexi Ogando. After Kubel, there's a right-hand hitter. So I don't know if Ron Washington will go with all three, but he's prepared to if the situation dictates it.
Couple changes defensively for the Rangers besides O'Day being on the mound. Here's David Murphy into the game now. And Mitch Moreland comes in to play first. Jorge Cantu is done for the night. Murphy will bat 7th. Up and outside to Young, 2-2. What a year for Darren O'Day. And last year we said the same thing. This year's been even better. Michael Kirkman pitched a scoreless 7th inning. Now another Florida native, Darren O'Day, will get it by Delman Young. 1 out.
And it will be a one-batter appearance, and a good one for Darren O'Day.
Again, the Rangers without the services of Frankie Francisco and Neftali Feliz tonight. They're already going to go get a third reliever over the last 6 batters. And the hope will be that Darren Oliver can just keep the good times rolling. 4-3 Rangers.
FoxSportsSouthwest.com. Everyone loves a good list, and we've got a good one up concerning the top 10 college running backs in the state of Texas. Also, you can find all the latest post-game news, analysis, and reaction from Ron Washington and the players after this one is over. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Em. Looking forward to that. Yesterday, Rangers Live helped to recap a 4-3 win over Minnesota. That possibility exists tonight. It is 4-3 in the 8th. Darren Oliver on for Darren O'Day. The two Darrens combined have an ERA of about 2. In 100 games this year, they've combined to allow just 4 home runs. Strike 1 to Kubel, who's got 2 hits tonight. Again, this was the very rare night where C.J. Wilson gave up some hits to lefties. He had come in with an opponent's batting average of 103 against lefties this year. Tonight, lefties hit .444 against him, 4 for 9. But C.J. wiggled through some tough chances. Had the strikeout pitch going for him again.
Yeah, this wasn't a game where I don't think C.J. had his best stuff tonight. But I think the mark of a really good pitcher is when you can go out and give your team a quality effort on the nights where you don't have maybe your best command. When you've got a guy like C.J. or with any pitcher with that kind of stuff, feeling great with their best stuff, it's kind of an easy night. But it's what they do on the other nights. Oh, that could have been a strike.
Could have.
What they do on the other nights that really counts. C.J. went out and pitched another strong effort tonight. A little bit outside.
Marvin Hudson doing a pretty nice job back there tonight. The 2-2 is definitely outside.
Barely
made a little bit of contact.
He fooled him with the slider, but Kubel was able to just barely take it. Went right in Benji's glove and popped right out. And that's not a ball that the catcher catches. No catcher's that good. It just either goes in the glove and stays or it doesn't.
Now he got him.
Doing the slider and then the fastball at 90 miles an hour, and he gets the strikeout. And it is going to be 3 batters, 3 pitchers. Both Darrens came in for 1 batter and got the strikeout. Good fastball right there, right in the outside corner.
Well, Ronald Washington managing this thing like it is a postseason game. It's got that feel to it. It's the Rangers and the Twins. They are both possibly heading to the postseason. Ron will make that move on a night that Feliz is not supposed to pitch, nor is Frankie Francisco. Here's Ogando. It's 4-3. More about Chevy's commitment to youth league baseball, just go to ChevyTexasBaseball.com. Crowd of close to 30,000 tonight. They've seen another good ball game. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Rangers. 3-8-0 for Minnesota. Here's another guy with an ERA of 1 or 2. The Rangers just keep chucking him out there. Here's Alexei Ogando.
Well, with Feliz and Francisco probably unavailable, this leaves Matt Harrison as the last pitcher. But we'll see how Ron runs the last part of the game. He's got 4 outs to get. You would think Ogando would probably stay in to get this batter and then start the 9th inning. The good thing about having Harrison as your last pitcher is he's been stretched out pretty well this year, and as he did in Detroit, can probably give you as many innings as you might need.
Ogando hasn't pitched in the team's last 6 games until tonight. Doesn't really look rusty right now. That one slides outside. Danny Valencia, 2 for 3 tonight. Had an RBI ground out in the second, and he's hit 2 baseballs very hard in the vicinity of Michael Young. But where Young is playing right now, he was like right on the line over there at third base.
And the outfield is extra deep right now, not wanting to give up a double.
Now to play 2-2. Two runs batted in for Hamilton, 2 for Guerrero tonight. 2 of the top 5 RBI guys in the American League, giving the Rangers his 4-3 lead. In the left center field, that's going to drop. Valencia continues to be a tough out. Repko is going to be called back, and Jim Thome is available, folks. Ogando, with all that talent, but with 6 days of rust to shake off, against a guy with 581 home runs if he stays in.
Yeah, kind of hung him a slider after a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Didn't really get the slider where he wanted it.
10th all-time in home runs, 30th all-time in runs batted in is Thome. Do they go get Harrison to face him? They let Ogando have a shot. Thome, for what it's worth, 2 for 6 against Harrison with a couple of doubles. There is a righty on deck in J.J. Hardy. When in doubt, the fastball, strike 1. Just seems like with the life that Ogando's got and the velocity, can't go wrong with that pitch.
I agree with that.
Thome right off the bench, hasn't seen live pitching since last night. The only pitch he saw hit him in the leg. .97 but down.
Thome has by far the most pinch hit appearances for Minnesota. He's 6 for 22 as a pinch hitter. No one else has more than 5 pinch hit appearances. That was one of the key roles that they wanted to fill when they signed Thome. Thome's been a guy that's been strikeout prone in his career, but it's balanced off by being a guy that takes a lot of walks and has a high on base percentage. And so when you balance it all out, the strikeouts are a small price to pay for the power numbers and the on-base percentage that he's generated throughout his career.
He's a go-ahead man. He will take strike 2. All fastballs here from Ogando. Rangers 4, Minnesota 3. Rangers hits leader bat. That historic bat limited to 2010 individually numbered bats selling for $99.95 plus shipping and handling. Call 866-280-BATS or check it out on the web at bigtimebats.com. John Roush is no longer in the ballgame. They go to Jesse Crane instead, the former University of Houston star, to face 2, 3, 4 in the order. Michael Young takes on the outside edge. Already into 57 games, including this one now.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say only 3 home runs allowed. A guy that keeps the ball down pretty well.
Yeah, he's been a good, solid reliever for the Twins.
Matt Tolbert is in the game in right field. Remember, they pinch hit for Repko. Tomey striking out. The 0-2. Down and outside. Hamilton and Guerrero to follow. Each man with 2 runs batted in tonight. And you look ahead to the top of the 9th already. It's going to be 9-1-2 in the order. If you get those guys, you do not have to face Joe Mauer. Michael Young, a one-hopper. Orlando Hudson has got it. The Rangers trying to overtake the Twins for the second-best record in the AL, which is important because of a home field advantage, and actually wouldn't be the second-best record, but the loser of New York versus Tampa Bay, that team becomes a wild card, and whoever's next would have that second slot for home field advantage. The Angels won, and by the way, the A's won as well tonight, beat Cleveland 6-1. So the Rangers are simply trying to maintain an 8.5 game lead tonight. Listen to the MVP chants for Josh Hamilton. The other prime candidate,
he's got my vote,
would be Joe Mauer, just kind of squatting there near where Josh Hamilton is swinging.
I think it's probably a 3-man race. Mauer, Hamilton, Cano, and if Detroit was a contender, you'd have to have Miguel Cabrera right in there with him.
Yeah, if none of those other 3 were on contending teams, then absolutely Cabrera is on even footing, but I think that for a lot of people is that first tiebreak. If you're on a contender making a difference for that team being in contention. Get the rare year where this one guy laps the field and it doesn't matter that their team stunk, like Andre Dawson that one year with the Cubs.
Yeah, I think a lot has to do with what the competition is. Did the good teams, the contending teams, have one standout guy? If they did, it might have been a case where he didn't win. But Alex Rodriguez was kind of in the same boat.
A young man in a Josh Hamilton jersey just caught that Josh Hamilton foul. And Matt Harrison has sat back down, so it appears that Alexei Ogando will get this opportunity to close it out.
No problem with that. The way he came in and threw the ball to Tomey.
In the air, right down the line, into that first row. The tug of war went on for a while. A couple less of those drinks, those gentlemen might have had a shot there, but.
You know the guy's had too many drinks if he starts using it like a vuvuzela.
Yeah, that's not advised. Nor appreciated. The 1-2 pitch is fouled. Cliff Lee against Francisco Liriano tomorrow night. An outstanding pitching matchup. TexasRangers.com to get your tickets. Then the Oakland A's move in over the weekend, the closest pursuer to the Rangers in the AL West. Hamilton losing the bat, and it ends up near first base. Kadire gets to first base, and it's a 4-3 putout as we say hello to Dana Larson.
Well, we want to remind everyone to join us right after the game for Rangers Live. We'll have that instant reaction you so crave after a great game like this one from the players. And Ron Washington, Mark McLemore will join me. Also, updates on Nelson Cruz and Dustin Nippert as they head out on their rehab assignments. Highlights from the Angels, the A's, and we'll set up that Cliff Lee-Francisco Liriano matchup for you tomorrow in the finale. All of that and much more coming up right after the game on Rangers Live. Josh.
Thank you, Dana. Here's Vlad Guerrero, who has had a big night tonight. RBI single in the third and a home run to left in the sixth. Took a big swing and almost toppled out of the box. The home run got Vladdy's batting average up to 299. His 23rd home run of the year. Neither of us have put in a call tonight, have we?
Nope.
All right, real quick. Getting it in under the wire for Vlad. Silly to leave a call in your pocket.
Makes no sense.
Now Matt Harrison will start to throw again. Denard Span is his second batter. He's a lefty. Maurer is the fourth scheduled batter, of course, a lefty. Feliz has been used 3 games in a row, not thought to be available tonight. And Frankie Francisco being given a rest, too. Again, one of those jump out of your shoes kind of swings for Vlad. 2-2.
Yeah, for Vlad, that was a good pitch to hit, too. That was like a hanging slider. Right down center square. Vlad doesn't miss that one very much.
The 2-2 two-out pitch. Into right. Matt Tolbert won't get it. And Vladdy's a 300 hitter again with a 3-for-4 night.
All right, I'll go with a call from Molina. I don't want to leave mine on the table either.
Benji's got a couple home runs as a Ranger. See the swing from Vlad.
Jammed him a little bit, but he fought it off.
Minnesota has left 8 on base tonight. The Rangers only 3. That's certainly factored in. The Rangers again doing some of their best pitching when it mattered. C.J. Wilson getting Michael Kadire to end the 5th. Getting Hardy to end the 6th. Again, a 7:05 game tomorrow. Same story on Friday night and Saturday night, 7:05. Although a little shout out to those thinking they can just walk up and buy tickets Saturday. Already it is standing room only for Saturday night. Got a better shot Friday night or Sunday afternoon. You're certainly still welcome to come out and get standing room only tickets to be a part of the fun on Saturday. The Sunday game's at 2:05, and then the Rangers head out to Kansas City after that. Fly ball center field. You were closer than I was, partner, but We are both going to go callless for the evening. The Rangers will try to secure things now in the top of the ninth, looking for their second straight 4-3 win over Minnesota. And overtake the Twins for what would be the second best record among division leaders in the AL. Again, that's important come playoff seeding time. Outfield deep, Michael Young hugs the line at third. J.J. Hardy, he was down 0-1. Now he's down 0-2. Gondo missing in, facing his third batter, following the two Darrens, O'Day and Oliver.
Gondo's got to be careful with that slider. It looks like he's dropping his arm a little bit, and the slider's flattening out instead of keeping his elbow up, staying on top of it, and getting it not only to go right to left, but down a little bit.
The fastball was a premium pitch for him last inning. Use that to strike out the pinch hitter Jim Thome.
That's better.
Yep.
Got on top of that one. And wasn't quite a strike, but it was a good slider.
J.J. Hardy, an all-star as recently as 2007 in Milwaukee. Batting ninth for Minnesota. He did. One down.
He laid off one of them, but he didn't lay off that one. He's a guy that doesn't strike out a lot, but he doesn't walk very much either.
And whoa, Ron Washington with Matt Harrison getting ready. He's going to play those percentages and play him hard right here. Going to go get Harrison to face Span, it would appear. Hudson a switch hitter after that, and then Joe Mauer. And Harrison with one career save. Has not been summoned yet. Now he has been summoned. And Ron Washington likes those percentages. He wants the lefty to face the lefty. Ogando throwing well, leads the game. 4-3 Rangers, and we're back in just a moment. Another new, very positive idea. Fan feedback 1 at TexasRangers.com. Keep your suggestions to the Rangers' new management coming in. Close to 30,000 people here watching the Rangers and the Twins tonight, and they've seen Ron Washington working all the pedals on the old-fashioned organ here. Going to get righties to face righties, lefties to face lefties, and a guy with one career save is being asked to come on now and face Denard Span with 1 down, 9th inning. Feliz not available tonight. Francisco not available tonight. Denard Span is the batter and is 2 for 4 a lifetime against Harrison. Span was a tough out for C.J. Wilson tonight. C.J. is on line for a win. It would be his 13th. Young in on the grass at third. And the first one outside. Only 2 of the 3 runs allowed by C.J. Wilson tonight were earned. His ERA went down just a little bit. And again on line for win number 13 if Harrison can get this done. Again, the corner men are in. Harrison missing badly to go to 2-1 on Span. If he does get on, he's certainly a guy with some speed. Leadoff man from Minnesota. Doubt they'd be running at that point with Benji Molina back there, but you never know. Hudson on deck. In the air.
Stay in here.
Michael Young going over. Nope.
Oh, that's what you get for begging. Never goes your way when you beg.
Boy, ain't that the truth.
You never put yourself in a position to beg in the first place.
These are life lessons, yeah. 2-2 the count. Rangers being out hit 9-7, but in position to win it. And overtake the Twins for better record. taken. Got him! Strike three.
Oh, he threw him a cutter. Caught the outside corner. The Ranger bullpen has got the strikeout pitch going. Every out since the 8th inning has been a strikeout.
Well, we talked about the bullpen right at the top of the broadcast tonight, and after Kirkman threw a scoreless 7th, you're right, 5 outs, all on strikeouts since then. And if you can get Orlando Hudson right here, you have a Joe Mauer-free 9th inning.
Showing something right here. Coming in, throwing 95 miles an hour and throwing strikes with a chance to save the ball game. Keep it up.
Most everybody standing here at the ballpark. With "Let's Go Rangers" chant starting again. Bouncing ball to short. Elvis has got it. Ball game!
Well, Ron Washington pulled all the stops, and every one of them worked. Every guy in the bullpen came in and did his job. CJ battled through 6, gets the win. Kirkman, O'Day, Oliver, Ogando, Harrison all came in and got the job done.
That is a great team win right there. You knew going in, no Feliz, no Francisco. The cavalry was called, and they responded. Second straight 4-3 win for your Texas Rangers tonight. And the Rangers now 72-54. They are 20 games away from Nolan Ryan's preseason prediction. And they are looking great to get to their first postseason since '99.
Matt Harrison really came in and threw the ball well. He's throwing the ball in the mid-90s, threw a cutter, threw a changeup. Ron Washington's feeling good. That's a game as a manager you go home and you've got to be feeling good. You pulled out all the stops. You used your bullpen, made all the matchups that you could possibly make, and every one of them came in and got the job done. And you got a big win over a real good team at home. That's feeling good if you're the manager of that game.
The guys made the skipper look pretty good tonight. Rangers 4, Twins 3. Rangers Live coming up.